Hey, how's it going? Anyway, I wanted to make note that Metallica will be playing tomorrow in Vancouver. I could easily afford tickets to go, but I'm not going to go. They are a respectable band. A lot of people really like them. There's just some things that I'm putting into question. Oh, I did a little bit of, Google research for what it's worth. Because I had noted that Lady Gaga had just shown up here not too long ago and did a concert here. And I find that no coincidence that now Metallica is here. And this was, right at the gay pride parade as well. So I figured, well, Metallica, they don't come across as gay, if you ask me. So I went, alright, I'll just Google search engine it, and usually the first page is indicative towards whatever strong attitude they may have on anything. And it's, basically non-existent. I'm sure some creeper could come out of nowhere and tell me, oh, here are links, you just didn't bother to look hard enough and blah, blah, blah. Well, sure, whatever. But, anyway, from what I gathered, Metallica and the LGBT, I don't think they have much to do with each other. Although Lady Gaga and Metallica had this thing where they did, whatever, I don't know, because those were pictures that showed up on the Google search engine, and I mean, everyone knows that Lady Gaga is a fag hag, so that's to be taken into consideration. And I'm obviously on the outside looking in, and I don't know, I think maybe Metallica saw good business relations with Lady Gaga, and it's, obviously they want to be themselves, and they don't, object to the gay community or anything like that, but they're not openly discouraging it, which is something I would prefer. A lot of people are going to disagree with me on this. That's fine. They're entitled to their opinion. I just don't think LGBT should have the kind of attention in the spotlight as they have. I'm open to listening to other people's opinions, but obviously if they're just going to be irritating about it, then, forgetting them talking to them, because then they're just going to be a waste of not only my time, but they're going to waste their own time too. Anyway, Metallica tickets, $183 for good ones, I hear, and I could easily afford that, but I'm not going to go to a Metallica concert, first of all. Obviously, they had a lot of good songs before. I'm less familiar with their new stuff. But too many people like them, and usually when too many people like something, then it causes me to be a bit, less interested in that. And as I said before, I don't think it's any coincidence that Metallica's playing and Lady Gaga was just here. I think that's just finances and intertwined business connections and all that sort of stuff. So, I mean, offhand, I would guess that they had cut some sort of a deal where they're in on the money and they still remain relevant, but they've protected themselves from, basically all Lady Gaga's bullshit. And, guys at the bottom of the barrel, like me, for example, we get thrown the music industry slop in the trough, and some of us have more distinct taste, and we like better things. Anyway, so I got to thinking, well, what other bands are going to be playing around here? And Beck is going to play in the not too distant future. I used to really like Beck back in the day. I think I heard one of their more recent songs, and it sounded okay. I mean, it wasn't super amazing or anything, but it was okay. That would be worth considering. I like Rush, as you may know. My dad sold Rush records back in the 70s when he managed a few stores with A&A. He doesn't talk too much about it. Yeah, it was Polygram, I believe he was saying, that distributed the music for Mercury at the time, before Universal bought everything up. And he said it was like dealing with bureaucrats almost. He said they were pricks in their own way and all that. I mean, that's just nature of the music industry, is that, people are like that. But I really did like Rush. I've seen some of YouTube videos of him talking in more recent times, and he's still cool and relevant, I think. I also watched a little bit of Alice Cooper and what he had to say about the passing of his friend. What was his name? Oh, I'm so terrible at this. Glenn Campbell was his name, I think, wasn't it? I think. Oh man, do I sound stupid right now. But anyway, he had a real good opinion about that. He said all the right things, and upstanding, decent individual. I believe he's playing in Europe somewhere right now, or he's going to be. Yeah, Alice Cooper, cool guy, I think. My dad met him a couple times. Actually, truth be told, my dad didn't think he was that interesting. As I said before, my dad don't talk much about the music industry at all, and I know almost nothing because of that. But, from the music I've heard from Alice Cooper, it's, really good music, I think. Anyway, it sounds cool. And, I mean, I don't like snakes. I'm not going to lie about that, but that's an entirely different subject, and, it's just something that I disagree on, but, whatever. The point being is this whole video is about the fact that I'd rather go to a concert to see other bands than Metallica now. Like, I was just at my shirt shop, and they picked up like 20 different Metallica shirts, and a lot of them are going to sell because the guy's in town. But too many people like him, and this, that, and the other. He's really well associated with the fag hag, which, I'm not gonna go to a concert with someone like that. No. I'd only ever been to a concert before, and it was a Greek guy by the name of Pavlov, I think, or Pavlo, or something like that. My dad took me there years and years ago. It was in some concert hall in North Van or something like that. I did a little YouTube of his music, and he's a guitarist. My dad said he had a bit of a big head, and so like I haven't been to a lot of concerts, and going to Metallica, you know, for a lot of people, they go, why wouldn't one you go to Metallica, go to see Metallica and all that? And I'm just like, I just, I got my reasons. I don't want to go see Metallica. And not only that, I actually, I know a few people who really like Metallica, and to be honest with you, they're cunts. So that's another determining factor. Is you look at, like the clientele of particular rock groups, and you go, like, I do not like this person at all, and they really, really like Metallica or Lady Gaga or whatever, and you shouldn't look at it that way. I mean, you're there to enjoy the music, and you're going to interpret it differently than everybody else, but the thing is, human beings can still be like pack animals, unfortunately, and big groups can be very disruptive, I suppose. My dad didn't openly discourage going to concerts, but he most certainly did not encourage going to them. It's all getting back to there was no way I was going to go to a Lady Gaga concert. No. A lot of people go, why are you even bringing it up? Why do you buy the shirts? And I'm going like, look, man, this is my in on, higher echelon of society. And, not to sound like a dick or anything, but I got, very selfish reasons for some of the things I do. That's just the way it is. I don't want to, get into too much detail about anything really. It's just at this point in time, but I don't want to go to a Metallica concert. And it's one of these things, because I grew up listening to Metallica. A lot of their lyrics are well thought out, and they got a great sounding voice, and I'm sure they're really nice and really cool in their own way, and it's nice that they're successful still and still relevant to today's society. It's just reasons, and I'm just going through shit in my head, so got a lot going on, so anyway, I'll sit this one out, and when I'm good and ready, I'll go to the concert of my choosing. Anyway, talk to you guys later. Have a good one, and see ya.